Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and we are back to talk about Leicester City versus Aston Villa, and look forward to Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest on the weekend. Villa 6 unbeaten. We've come from 17th to 7th. We're playing some great football. Bernard Traore wins it right at the end, and we will be talking about all of that after this. Okay, so we were back. It was a Tuesday night match. We were at the King Power Stadium to play Leicester City, that had just sacked Brendan Rodgers. And boys, what a game! What a finish! Let's talk about the moment. And I have to go to you, Noah. It's your man, Burkina Faso, Bertrand Traore, in the I think it was 88th, 89th minute, curling one into the top corner. What a goal, and what a way to win the match.
Mate, he's an absolute king and he's back. I'm so happy he's back and firing for Villa again. I think I was listening to the Villa View podcast and they had I think he's played 49 games or something, had like 16 goal contributions and most of them have been off the bench. So they're actually not bad statistics for someone that's mainly getting 15 minutes maximum a game off the bench with a few starts here and there.
That's right. I mean, everyone apparently was saying, take a touch. And like there was people in the crowd I saw on Max's Villa on tour, like Simon was saying, what's he doing? Like just before he hit it. And but that's Bertrand Traore, isn't it? He's not, orthodox. He does things out of the box, off the cuff. And he just saw it there and went, I'm hitting this. And what a finish. And I also heard a stat that this is his first goal for Villa with fans, which I think is really huge.
Yeah, and 461 days or something.
Yeah, so all of his goals were in the COVID sort of era, and this is what a winning goal, and what a moment for him. To come back from Turkey, Steven Gerrard sent him away, didn't want him. He's been brought back. He's been injured. He's had some, a real tough year or so with injuries and stuff, and he's come back. He's in, and he wins us the game, Tommy.
Kind of reminds you of, back to Paul Lambert outcasting Alan Hutton, right? And he went on loan. I think he was playing against Real Madrid, right, in Spain, and then comes back and he's re-energized and he looks completely different. And speaking of completely different, Traore looks lighter without the hair. I reckon that thing was weighing down with those dreads. But look, you never know what to expect with Birdie, and also just love the celebration, right? Straight to the fans, passion, loves the club, wants to be here. And these are the players you want to keep. I actually think he's probably going to start over Bailey against Forest. He's warranted a start. You go and pull that out of your bag. And yeah, he's probably a lot more high impact in less minutes. So maybe starting him, we'll see what he can do under a full 90. Plus, he's coming back from a pretty bad injury from memory. So
that's right.
He's bringing Europa League experience, because this is that Istanbul Başakşehir, whatever they're called, right? Not the Black Sea, a different one. He's coming here with experience. I feel like he has improved, and it's almost like a new signing. I think Emery actually did rate him from his days at Lyon, if I'm correct.
Well, yeah, and he's slowly brought him back into the team, and he's given him this opportunity. He's taken it with both hands, and to see the celebrations after the game, John McGinn on Traore's back, and all the crowd singing the Bertrand Traore song, and just the celebrations, Martinez, all of them. It's just, we seem such a together squad right now, Noah. That you can see the passion, the excitement, the confidence in the players on and off the pitch. And I saw the Ashley Young video just before we got on with the website, the Aston Villa website, talking about the game coming up against Forest. And he's saying the same things, that, everyone from, 1 to 11, plus all the coaching staff, the supporters, it's just such a good time to be a Villa fan.
I mean, it is, and you can kind of see like the connection between the players and the fans is back to probably what it used to be, if not even getting a little bit better than under Dean Smith, because Steven Gerrard absolutely killed that. Like there was no connection between the players and the fans at all. It was just quite like, it's hard to believe. Like when I was there, it's been the same season. Like it just feels so unique. Like, yeah, I'm still trying to get my heads around it, but it just means so much to all the players. Like, I remember people used to bin off Ollie Watkins a lot, saying, oh, he doesn't celebrate goals, he doesn't score, he doesn't get around the team. You look at all those videos, he was absolutely lapping it up, like the pitch side one as well. Like when they had I love the video, the pitch side one that Villa do. And it's just such a united group at the moment.
Certainly is. And that wasn't the end of the drama, of course. Traore bends that one into the top corner. And then a couple of minutes later in injury time, Leicester get a penalty, Tommy. And at that point, I was thinking, oh, no, we've thrown it away. What an opportunity. But, thank God VAR is around because
sometimes I can just imagine Gabby Agbonlahor in the VAR room deleting the tape. It's always going in our favour. It's so weird. Ever since it's been brought in, it's done more justice than injustice to Villa. So I'll take it, right?
It wasn't a pen, though. It just
No.
wasn't a pen.
No, it wasn't. It was a pure foul. But in general, right, like there's been some 50-50 decisions. Sometimes like, oh, we've actually got the result our way. But, complete foul on Watkins. And what a stupid foul to do anyway. Like his teammate was there. But again, yeah, you look at our forward and he's doing last-ditch defending. So
that's it.
Well, his work rate's always been there. I keep seeing us linked with forwards, and it doesn't make sense because it's almost like we're just linked with anyone all of a sudden. There's some dude. I reckon there's some scouts at Feyenoord. So I've seen like 3 posts come with Feyenoord players. I don't think Ollie needs upgrading. Archer I think is going to come in raring to go. Duran's I think just got this X factor. I don't even think we've unlocked his potential or seen it. Right, like yet to
not yet.
Time. So. Love Ollie. Obviously a bit of a long-winded response, Scott, but yeah, look, wasn't a pen, and we'll take it. I mean, on to Forest.
That's it. And there was obviously VAR with the first goal as well. Ollie Watkins again on the score sheet. Noah, brilliant 8 in 10 for him. And I just love the way he holds off the defenders in that goal. His first touch is brilliant. It's a really tight ball from Buendia. It's a great ball, but they're the kind of balls that your first touch has to be spot on, and that's one thing that Ollie in the past has been criticised for. Is maybe his hold up play and his first touch, to get into opportunities like that. But he holds off the defenders so well, and then it was a clever little toe poke past the keeper.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if you guys have seen the interview that Ollie did. I think it was for Sky Sports or Soccer AM, whichever one it was. And he literally said how Emerys just said to him pretty much, why are you wasting energy on things you don't have to do? Like, you should be doing these runs and be here. I don't want you to run back. I want you to be here.
Okay.
And really since then, he's just changed his game. Obviously, it's not how he normally plays. He likes to go out wide and cut in, but we don't see that from Ollie at the moment.
No,
so he's really bought in on this system that he's just the number 9 and he's backed in as the number 9.
He's staying between the goals more.
Yeah.
And,
exactly
he's getting his rewards.
And it was a proper number 9 finish as well. Like, obviously, just the way it was rolling over the line, it couldn't get there any slower, I don't think. But I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but it was the first time Buendia has assisted Watkins this season, I believe. That was the stat I read.
Wow.
Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Buendia handball it? It looked like an obvious handball, and they didn't even go back that far. So
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, I think Buendia's set him up a few times, but those have been the ones where Ollie's missed in the past.
Exactly that. Yeah, 100%. But going on to what Tommy was talking about with Archer coming back next season, I would actually be happy if going into next season, our 3 forwards were Archer, Duran, and Watkins, because I think Archer needs to go. Archer just needs a good crack at the first team. I don't think, under Dean Smith, he came on a couple of times and
call it the AWD, all-wheel drive. AWD.
That would be great. And if we do sneak into Europe, which is a real possibility now, we are in 7th, like I said in the intro. We are currently in a conference league position. And if we could, go out against teams like, Lech Poznan or, Dynamo Tbilisi or whatever, these kind of smaller European clubs, we can start an Archer in that game. We can say, all right, the Europa Conference, this is your competition. Ollie's going to start on the weekend. You're going to start midweek, and this is your competition to destroy.
Look, obviously, it's not giving Archer a chance. The kid's quality, the kid's class, he's killing it at Borough, right? So, what makes me laugh is you look at West Ham, right? They signed Scamacca, and he was basically playing all their, Europa League games.
Mm-hmm.
Yet now they're struggling, and it's like, well, Antonio hasn't been performing in the Prem, and they are, very rarely will they just change it up. Like, all right, well, Scamacca, you're going to start this game. Antonio, you're doing Champions League, right? Or whatever it is, or Europa. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if we do qualify for Europe, I think we'll probably sign reinforcements as opposed to replacements. That's probably the best way to say it. But then again, I trust everything Emery does. The guy's a wizard, and we look at like McGinn, Louise, their guns, they're this, they're that. There are players out there that are better, and if Emery wants to go and sign that to have increased competition, increased work rate from everyone, he's going to do it. I think he'll pull the trigger. Centre back is probably the one position now I think, well, I don't think we really need to strengthen it. I was the one, Pau Torres, 50 million, or we're linked with all these guys. And now we look at what Concert and Mings are actually holding the fort down pretty good all of a sudden.
I know, like Carlos isn't getting back in the team.
Yeah, and he's fully fit, right? Like he's been fully fit for a few weeks now. It's not like he's getting a cameo. He'd probably be a bit pissy. And again, I said Chambers always a more than capable replacement as well, if we need. Comes on, does a shift. We haven't touched on their goal, Scott, and it's probably a good segue, but, young, as good as he's 37, and he's not young, and unintended, but, Barnes just burnt past him, and I think that's probably where age comes into it. I've seen a lot of Villa fans on a lot of forums. I think Young would absolutely be a great person to take on maybe in the coaching staff, just the wisdom and the Champions League and the culture he kind of brings from, the Fergie days. I think it'd be great to have, amongst the club, something in the coaching staff.
So
well, I heard a rumor he has been offered something like that for next season. I don't know how true that is, but I did hear something on Twitter or something that saying that he's been offered like a playing coaching role next year. And, I think that would be a good idea. I also think, he probably needs to go down the pecking order. I would bring in Kessler Hayden or someone like that as backup for Matty Cash and say, it's your time. But, he's done a great job. And I think he had a decent game, even though on the goal, he obviously,
got rinsed. But that, like I said, you can have a great game, Scott, as a defender. People only remember your stuff-ups, right? Ollie misses 3 and we draw next game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And and it was a brilliant goal from Barnes. You got to give credit. Like the first touch was perfect, and and that was it. As soon as he took that first touch like that, it was probably going to be a goal or a good shot on target. And Emmy was never getting there in off the post, but I thought we responded quite well. And of course, it was a tight game. I think, Leicester had their moments. Harry Souttar missed the absolute sitter early on, a header that was really poor marking, but it was kind of strange because Ollie was off the pitch at that point, and he was the one that was picking up Souttar on an earlier free kick. So I think there was a bit of miscommunication there, and he got free at the back post, should have scored, but we got away with that one.
I'd say these are the dangerous teams you want to play. And again, I was rooting for Villa, but it's always like, new manager syndrome. Even if it's an interim manager, next game after they sack Rodgers, I'm like, coincidentally, we get him. But actually, I feel like Leicester gave us more hassle than Chelsea did, believe it or not. I mean, the stats on the Chelsea game's one thing, but when you look at the game and how it flowed, the stats don't justify Villa's performance. And, Leicester could have been up had Harry Souttar scored, and you never know. But
they had a few big chances. I remember early in the second half, for about maybe 10, 15 minutes, they had, like, the crowd got involved. They really
started Vardy. He started Vardy as well right now, right? Yeah. So he's not afraid to go. He's not afraid to change things up. And it's almost like very unorthodox. You don't know what to expect with a new manager. And, they're going to look to shake things up. And I think they've got a point to prove. I hope they stay up, It's sad, they won the Prem and then, where they are now. But you never know.
I just can't quite believe like what we're doing. And I look at the Forest game, going, God, we should like kill them in this game, right? But as we know, we were in a very similar position to Forest not too long ago, and they're fighting for their lives. And I don't think there's any easy game in the Premier League, especially when you're fighting down the bottom.
I would hate to be in the bottom 8. It's not in bottom 3. The bottom 8 right now is dangerous.
I know.
Everton are in there, and fucking speaking of Everton, bloody Lampard. How the hell does he get the Chelsea game? Chelsea gig? Come on. It's almost like Choupo-Moting. You went from Stoke
they've gone to relegation survival mode, mate. Relegation survival mode.
They just want to sing Super Frankie Lampard again. Like that's it.
And then Gerrard was linked with PSG. Like, what is this?
Oh, that's never going to happen. If they watched any of his Villa management, they would never give him that job. But
podcast.
But speaking about other players that that were up for it and maybe a little bit too much over the top was Dewsbury-Hall for Leicester City. Obviously got the 2 yellow cards and the red card.
Idiot.
The second challenge was a bit silly. I think Ashley Young showed all his experience in that moment.
He did Ashley Young. Ashley Young did Ashley Young.
He did an Ashley Young, and he said, "Oh, this guy's on a yellow. Maybe I'll, make this look a little bit worse than it is." And you could say
like I said, that's experience you can't buy, Scott. That comes with time.
Look, when your player does it, you love it. When it happens against you, you think he's an absolute prick. But he did his job, and at that point, the pressure swings onto Villa. We have to win this game now, and that 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe like even at the start of the season, I don't think we would have won that game. I think it would have ended 1-1, or we might have even been defeated. But we just made it happen somehow and got it over the line, and that's, I think, the players and Emery have to get a lot of reward for that, because that's a mentality and a confidence that we haven't shown for a while.
I mean, Scott, you touched on like that would happen. Like it did happen this season. The game I was at, Leeds. United, they had 10 men from I think the 50th minute.
Yeah,
and we just could not. We didn't look like breaking them down.
Yep.
The whole.
That's because you were there, Noah. Maybe that's
exactly that. They knew like this guy.
They're like, we need to ruin his trip.
Oh, trust me, it didn't. Never
well, I think your next trip is going to be a lot better the way things are going, because
European holiday, I reckon.
That would be amazing. So it's Forest on the weekend. Let's look forward now. Because like we spoke about Harvey Barnes, burning us for a bit of pace. They've got pace too with Brendan Johnson and Morgan Gibbs-White. They've got a couple of players there that can cause us problems, but they've only scored, I think I heard something like 5 goals away from home all season. So away from home, they seem to be a very different animal to, at the City ground, Nottingham Forest. So, and of course they're going through this terrible run. They're sliding down the table, and they lost on Tuesday night to Leeds 2-1.
That was away.
That was at Leeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they went 1-0 up in that game, and Leeds came back. So what are you expecting from the weekend? A comfortable victory, a tight match?
I think it's going to be pretty comfortable, right? Because I anticipated Leicester would give us a bit more hell, and we kind of had a bit of luck on our side, and I think I don't know, maybe 3-0. I think like we're just hot. I think we're the team you want to avoid right now. I think us and Newcastle will be a real test of how far we've come from when we played them earlier in the season.
Well, yeah, that's a big game coming up in a couple of weeks at Villa Park, early kickoff on the Saturday. So we're looking forward to that one. But if we can get through this Forest match, Noah, get the 3 points and put in another good performance, then that sets us up for a huge tilt at this European football and, like a big clash against Newcastle.
I mean, I think it's actually going to be a tight affair, like early. It depends how Villa start, right? Because if we get off to one of those, like the Brentford start, for example, we kick 3 goals in 14 minutes, it could be a 6 or 7-0. But Forest, they're going to be compact. They're going to play they're going to try minimum get a point from this game. Every point for them is crucial in this season. But at home, the fans backing us, I still think we'll win. I'm going to go 3-0. But I'll
say 3-1, and I think we'll win too. We've had some great games against Nottingham Forest. I mean, look at the championship days, 5-5 at Villa Park.
That one as well.
Yeah. We've had a pretty good record against them recently, especially in those games in the championship. I don't think we've lost for a while against them, and hopefully that continues on Saturday.
But I'll tell you something though. This just proves how hard it is to stay up in the Premier League.
I agree.
Forest have spent £200+ million on it's a very good team. Like they got Keylor Navas in goal. They got some very, very good players. Morgan Gibbs-White, and Brentford, for example, they have done remarkably well to spend as little as they have and to be in the top 10. I think they're still in the top 10.
Well, that's the Thomas Frank effect, probably more.
But it's just crazy. It's just ridiculous, and it just proves how the gap between the Championship and the Premier League, how big it actually is.
Definitely. And it just shows the amount of managers that have been sacked recently. And Steve Cooper for Forest is also one that's been spoken about as, if we beat them comfortably on the weekend, he could be under pressure. David Moyes is under pressure at West Ham. They got beat
I'm telling
5-1.
Emery's taking souls right now. He's the Grim Reaper.
He is. He's just like Graham Potter gone. Brendan Rodgers. Well, he was gone before the match, but
he would have been gone anyway.
Yeah, he would have been gone. And
Emery's the final nail in the coffin. He's the Grim Reaper, right? They're actually funny. I don't know if you guys saw. I think it was since Emery's appointment, there's been like 12 sackings or something. It's crazy.
A lot of sackings this season. Some teams have had 2 sackings, like Chelsea. I mean, it is absolutely crazy.
They spent 50 million or something in coaching wages alone and payouts. That Todd Bowie, that's how you piss money away, mate.
Obviously I wasn't here for the Chelsea review, right?
Yeah.
But something actually frustrated the hell out of me when I was watching the game is the commentary, like what they were saying.
Yeah, okay.
And they pretty much touched on how much money Emery's had to spend since coming into the Villa. Well, mate, the bloke's bought one player that's permanently in our starting lineup, and he costs us £50 million, and then John Duran. So I'm not sure where the commentators get their facts from. But that actually quite frustrating me because he's doing it with literally almost exactly the same squad that Gerrard had.
Exactly. They do say some crazy stuff like
the bottle. It's just
it's like on the weekend they were like, oh, Villa need to get the ball wide. Villa need to get the ball wide. And then all of a sudden, Traore bends one in. Right? And we're like, yeah, like that? Is that what you mean? Okay, good. I mean, it was really odd.
But even all the still the media, like the top
they're fucking haters, mate.
But no, I'm saying like when they put the bottom 9 up instead of the bottom 10 because Chelsea's 11th.
Yeah.
When they posted on Twitter, like, come on, it's never been the bottom 9. It's never been the bottom 9. Just do the bottom 10. Come on, don't be ridiculous.
And I mean,
that's London influence, Noah.
Yeah, we're just going under the radar. No one's saying anything about us.
They're starting to.
They're starting to a little bit for Europe, but you've got guys like Gabby on TalkSport. Just
I love Gabby.
Ringing the bell.
Gabby's awesome. I think Ashley Young done an interview. Gabby goes, I never thought I'd see Gabby on the other end interviewing.
Yeah.
I think it was about a week or two ago, but also just want to say thanks to, I think it's Richard Edwards and then Jeff Lewis, 2 new tuners into the podcast. Jeff, all the way from the UK. Been doing this for about 2 years, so keep at it. I love doing this. We actually, those who don't know, we actually started it during COVID, probably just to keep ourselves busy. Unfortunately, Troy dropped off over time. Wish him all the best. Love to have him back tomorrow. Aman's kind of the super sub, always called upon when needed. It's kind of like the Traore of the podcast, right? He was banished and now he's back. No. But no, we love doing this and we get nothing out of it but just spending time with each other. And it's pretty cool that I think what the stats, like 90% of podcasts or YouTube segments fail after the first episode, so you don't commit to it. And what are we what's this
84, this one?
84, and we do about one a week.
It's taken us 84 and we're still failing with honor. We're still no, we love it. We love you guys, all your feedbacks, all your comments. So please let us know how you feel about the game. Like and subscribe and all that. Please
subscribe, whether it's from your account, make a burner account and subscribe twice. You're welcome. Do a Kevin Durant.
No, but we love the chatting and the sort of getting your feedback in the comments. That's the most important thing. And
we're based here, right? We're hearing it from the horse's mouth. Any of the fans in the UK commenting, and we try and share insights where we can as well.
Definitely, we're just three Villa fans getting up in the middle of the night watching the games,
16 away from 100, Scott. Right? That's surely a big milestone.
That's right. That's right.
A
special 100th episode coming up. Well, that'll probably be, I would say, towards the end of the season or
next season.
Called the Villaversary.
That's it. So we'll have some big event for that. We'll come up with something for us. So let us know what you like, a live stream or some sort of video.
Sorry, Scott, a clothed live stream. Let's just specify.
This is what Coupe de Villa OnlyFans. Is that what you want? Tommy, how much to take the hat off, Tommy? That's what I want to know.
There's a full head of hair under there, but now the problem is I've got hat hair and I've got to go back the rest of the day with this egg of a head. Oh,
All right,
Anyway.
so we've done our predictions. We've looked forward to Forest. I think we can wrap it up there. But what a win it was! Bertrand Traore back for us, and
King.
I hope you all enjoyed that one. And let's keep it going with Forest on the weekend. And we will see you after that match. So up the Villa, and see you next time.